Welcome back to my channel. Today, we will learn about a bombshell storyline that's unraveling in CBS's The Bold and the Beautiful, a revelation so powerful, it threatens to rewrite the family tree and redefine relationships that fans have followed for years. It's the story of Thomas Forrester, his time in France, the family he's built, and the life-altering secret he's been hiding for nearly a decade. Let's begin where everything seems peaceful, in France. After years of emotional turbulence, failed relationships, and controversial decisions, Thomas Forrester has been living a quieter, more stable life. He relocated to France to start over, away from the drama of Los Angeles, and to focus on raising his son, Douglas. But he hasn't been alone. Paris Buckingham, who once had her own share of ups and downs in LA, is now by Thomas's side. Over time, their connection has grown deeper. What started as a partnership has slowly transformed into something much more profound. Though they are not officially married, they act like a family, and live like one. They raise Douglas together in a calm, nurturing environment. They share responsibilities, dreams, and more importantly, love. Then comes the turning point. Paris, glowing and nervous, shares the news that she is pregnant. The announcement brings overwhelming joy to Thomas. For a man who has experienced years of loneliness, misunderstanding, and self-inflicted mistakes, the idea of a second child, a sibling for Douglas, feels like redemption. For the first time in a long time, Thomas feels like his life is finally coming together. He sees a future with Paris, Douglas, and now, a new baby. Even without rings or vows, they consider themselves a family in every sense. But Thomas has not been completely honest. Beneath the happiness, he's hiding a secret. A secret that stretches back nearly 10 years, a secret that could destroy everything. With the weight of truth growing heavier each day, Thomas makes a decision. He will return to Los Angeles. He brings Douglas with him, leaving Paris and France for the moment. It's not just a family visit. Thomas needs to confront his past. And there's only one man he can speak to, Ridge Forrester. Upon arriving in LA, Thomas meets with Ridge. At first, their reunion is warm. Ridge has missed his son and grandson. But the warmth quickly dissolves as Thomas begins to speak. What he reveals is nothing short of a bombshell. Thomas confesses that nearly a decade ago, he manipulated the DNA test that confirmed Douglas as his biological son. That test, Thomas now admits, was a lie. The real father of Douglas, Thomas tells Ridge, is Ridge himself. Ridge is stunned. It's a moment of complete shock. The room falls silent as the weight of Thomas's words sinks in. To understand the impact, we must go back in time. Nearly 10 years ago, Ridge was married to Caroline Spencer. Their marriage was troubled and unstable. In the middle of their difficulties, a moment of betrayal occurred. Caroline slept with Thomas, Ridge's own son. When Caroline found out she was pregnant, the assumption, supported by a paternity test, was that the baby was Thomas's. The family accepted this. Thomas, though young and unprepared, stepped up. Ridge, heartbroken and betrayed, stepped away from Caroline and never looked back. Douglas grew up thinking Thomas was his father. Ridge loved Douglas as a grandfather would, but never as a father. Now, all of that is being rewritten. Thomas tells Ridge the truth, he had doubts back then. He wanted to be Douglas's father so badly, he couldn't accept the chance that the baby might belong to Ridge. He had access to the test. He tampered with it. He made sure the result said what he wanted it to say, that he, not Ridge, was the father. And for nearly a decade, he lived with that lie. Ridge is speechless. His mind races through the past. The betrayal from Caroline. The fractured relationship with Thomas. The years spent at a distance from Douglas. And now, the crushing realization that he lost the chance to be a father to his own son, all because Thomas made a decision he had no right to make. Fury takes over. Ridge lashes out at Thomas. He's not just angry, he's heartbroken. For years, Ridge struggled to accept Thomas's poor decisions, his manipulative streak, his erratic behavior. But this is beyond all of it. This is a lie that stole a father from a son and a son from a father. Ridge demands to take custody of Douglas. He wants to make up for the years he lost. He wants Douglas to know the truth. Thomas, guilt-ridden and remorseful, agrees. He's no longer trying to control outcomes. He knows he can't undo the past. But maybe, just maybe, telling the truth now can give Douglas a better future. But the story doesn't end there. The next chapter belongs to Douglas. When Ridge sits down with Douglas to explain the truth, it's one of the most emotionally delicate moments the show has ever portrayed. Douglas has always believed Thomas was his father. He's built his identity on that belief. Even though Ridge has always been in his life, the idea that Ridge is his real father shakes his foundation. Douglas struggles to process it. He feels betrayed, confused, and lost. The man he's always called Dad has been lying to him. The man he saw as a grandfather is now suddenly his father. The ground beneath his feet is shifting, and he doesn't know where to stand. Ridge tries to connect. He tells Douglas he never knew. That if he had, things would have been different. That he loves him, has always loved him, and wants to be a real father now. Thomas supports the conversation. He admits his mistake and asks for forgiveness. He emphasizes that nothing will ever change the love he has for Douglas. The days that follow are difficult. Douglas is distant, sometimes cold. He doesn't know how to feel. His sense of identity has been torn apart. But gradually, through the support of both Ridge and Thomas, he begins to accept the truth. He starts spending more time with Ridge. He listens to stories about Ridge's life, his childhood, his career, his values. He begins to understand that Ridge is not just a great man, he's a man who truly wants to be a father. And Douglas, slowly, begins to open his heart. Thomas, meanwhile, returns to France. Paris, now visibly pregnant, welcomes him back. He tells her everything. He doesn't hide anymore. He tells her about the lie, the confession, the pain he caused. Paris, while shocked, doesn't abandon him. She sees a man who is finally owning up to his past. A man trying to change. A man ready to be a better father, partner, and human being. As the story continues, a new balance begins to form. Douglas visits Los Angeles more often, growing closer to Ridge. Paris gives birth to a baby girl, a new member of the Forrester family. Thomas, though still carrying the burden of his past, starts walking a more honest path. Ridge and Thomas, though still strained, begin the long road to reconciliation. Ridge acknowledges that the lie Thomas told was devastating. But he also sees the courage it took to finally tell the truth. Their relationship will never be simple, but it begins to heal. Douglas now lives between two homes, one in LA with Ridge, and one in France with Thomas and Paris. He has two fathers, both flawed, but both deeply committed to him. And through it all, he begins to understand that families are complicated, but love, real love, can survive even the darkest lies. This storyline isn't just about a paternity twist. It's about redemption, accountability, and the enduring strength of family. It forces characters to confront their deepest regrets and asks the audience to consider a powerful question: Can love truly overcome betrayal? On The Bold and the Beautiful, the answer, as always, is complicated, but never without hope. Stay tuned as this emotional arc continues to unfold. With Paris's new baby, Thomas's redemption journey, Ridge's reclaimed fatherhood, and Douglas's path to acceptance, the drama is far from over. This isn't just another plot twist, it's a reset for the Forrester family, and one that will ripple across future storylines for years to come. What do you think about Thomas's confession? Can Ridge truly forgive him? And how will this change Douglas's future? Let's talk about it. Next, we will delve into the captivating and heart-wrenching saga surrounding Liam Spencer on The Bold and the Beautiful. Buckle up, fans, because Liam's latest storyline is taking us on an emotional roller coaster, with a brain tumor diagnosis that threatens to upend his life in ways we could never have imagined. While the medical team delivers a somber outlook, there's a glimmer of hope on the horizon, yet the potential for drastic changes looms large. Will Liam emerge victorious over this life-threatening condition, or will he return as a shadow of the man we've come to know and love? Let's explore the depths of this storyline, diving into the medical drama, the emotional fallout, and the tantalizing possibility of a transformed Liam Spencer. The shocking diagnosis, a tumor that defies solutions. Picture this. Liam Spencer, the ever-charming and conflicted heartthrob, sitting in a sterile hospital room as a team of elite doctors Finn, Bridget Forrester, and Grace Buckingham deliver news that feels like a punch to the gut. A significant mass has taken root in Liam's brain, and the prognosis is nothing short of devastating. The neurologists, with their years of expertise, have declared the tumor inoperable, leaving Liam and his loved ones grappling with a sense of helplessness. Unlike other dramatic recoveries we've witnessed on the show, such as Eric Forrester's miraculous turnaround from a fatal heart condition, there's no immediate talk of experimental treatments or last-minute miracles. The air is thick with uncertainty as Finn's furrowed brow and Grace's somber tone underscore the gravity of the situation. It's as if the medical team has already raised the white flag, which feels jarring to fans who have seen this show pull off the impossible time and time again. But let's pause for a moment to consider the implications of such a diagnosis. Brain tumors, especially those deemed inoperable, often come with a cascade of complications beyond the physical. The brain is the epicenter of who we are, our thoughts, emotions, and very essence. For Liam, a character known for his gentle nature and moral dilemmas, this isn't just a battle for survival, it's a fight to preserve the core of his identity. Could this tumor be pressing on regions of his brain that govern memory or emotion, setting the stage for a dramatic shift? While the doctors seem resigned, whispers among fans suggest that the writers might be holding back a surprise, a hidden treatment or a rogue specialist who could turn the tables. Until then, Liam's fate hangs in a precarious balance, leaving us to wonder how this beloved character will navigate the uncharted waters ahead. Hope on the horizon. A potential lifeline amid despair. Despite the bleak outlook, there's a flicker of optimism that refuses to be extinguished. What if, buried in the depths of medical journals or whispered about in exclusive conferences, there exists a groundbreaking procedure that could shrink Liam's tumor or make surgery viable? Imagine a scenario where Bridget Forrester, driven by her unwavering dedication to family, stumbles upon a clinical trial halfway across the globe, a radical therapy using targeted radiation or a cutting-edge drug that could defy the odds. This isn't mere fantasy, real-world medicine is advancing at a breathtaking pace, and The Bold and the Beautiful has never shied away from weaving such miracles into its tapestry of drama. Yet, even as we cling to the possibility of a cure, we must brace ourselves for the potential cost. Brain interventions, whether through surgery or experimental treatments, often come with unforeseen consequences. The pressure exerted by a tumor can alter neural pathways, and any attempt to relieve that pressure could result in collateral damage. Picture Liam waking up in a recovery ward, his physical health restored, but his mind a labyrinth of unfamiliar impulses and fragmented memories. Would he still carry the same warmth in his smile, or would his gaze hold a chilling unfamiliarity? This storyline opens the door to a profound exploration of identity, what makes Liam, and how far one can stray from themselves before they're lost forever. For now, we watch with bated breath as the possibility of a lifeline dangles just out of reach, teasing us with both hope and dread. A changed man, the psychological toll of a brain tumor. Let's venture into the heart of what makes this plotline so riveting, the potential for Liam to emerge as a completely reinvented character. Brain tumors and the treatments that accompany them are notorious for triggering profound behavioral shifts. Consider the real-life stories of individuals whose personalities flipped like a switch post-surgery, once loving spouses becoming distant and irritable, or timid souls morphing into reckless daredevils. For Liam, who has always been defined by his kind-hearted, albeit indecisive, nature, such a transformation could be seismic. Imagine a scene where Hope Logan, ever the optimist in her love for Liam, sits by his bedside, expecting to reunite with the man she's fought for time and again, only to be met with cold indifference or cutting sarcasm. This isn't mere speculation. The groundwork for such a twist feels almost inevitable given the show's history of using health crises as catalysts for character evolution. Liam's inner circle Hope, Stephie Forrester, and Bill Spencer might find themselves grappling with a stranger wearing Liam's face. What if he begins mimicking the ruthless edge of his father, Dollar Bill, adopting a sharp, aggressive demeanor that clashes with the mild-mannered persona we've grown accustomed to? Picture Stephie's shock as Liam, once her steadfast confidant, snaps at her with uncharacteristic venom, or Bill's conflicted pride as his son channels the very traits he once criticized. This darker Liam could stir up chaos in relationships that were already on fragile ground, creating a ripple effect that reshapes the dynamics of Forrester creations and beyond. The emotional fallout, loved ones caught in the crossfire. The potential transformation of Liam wouldn't just affect him, it would send shockwaves through the lives of everyone who holds him dear. Hope, whose heart has endured endless turmoil over Liam's wavering affections, might see this health crisis as a chance to solidify their bond. Imagine her pouring her soul into supporting him, envisioning a future where they finally overcome their past mistakes, only to discover that the Liam she's fighting for no longer exists. Her devastation would be palpable, a gut-wrenching reminder of how fragile love can be when faced with forces beyond control. Perhaps she'd turn to Finn for solace, creating a new layer of tension with Stephie, who is already navigating her own complex history with Liam. Stephie, on the other hand, might find herself torn between nostalgia for the Liam she once loved and horror at the man he's becoming. What if this new, darker Liam reignites old flames with a dangerous intensity, pulling Stephie into a web of temptation that threatens her stability with Finn? And let's not forget Bill Spencer, whose tough exterior often masks a deep well of paternal concern. Seeing Liam adopt traits reminiscent of his own ruthless past could be both a point of connection and a source of regret, forcing Bill to confront the legacy he's imparted. Each of these relationships, already layered with history and heartbreak, would be tested in ways we've never seen before, making Liam's journey a pivotal turning point for the entire canvas of the bold and the beautiful. A new direction, embracing the dark side or finding redemption? As we speculate on Liam's future, one intriguing possibility stands out. What if this tumor storyline is the gateway to a villainous arc for a character who has long been a beacon of goodness? Scott Clifton, the Emmy-winning actor behind Liam, has consistently delivered nuanced performances that balance vulnerability with strength. Giving him the chance to explore a darker, more volatile side of Liam could be a creative goldmine, allowing Clifton to stretch his range in ways that captivate audiences. Imagine Liam shedding his inherent kindness for a colder, more calculating persona, making moves in both business and romance that leave jaws on the floor. Perhaps he orchestrates a hostile takeover at Spencer Publications, outmaneuvering Bill with a ruthless cunning that no one saw coming. Yet, even as we entertain the allure of a villainous Liam, there's room for a redemption arc that could be equally compelling. What if, after months of alienating everyone around him, a second medical breakthrough or a poignant moment of clarity brings the old Liam back, forcing him to rebuild the bridges he's burned? The contrast between his dark phase and his journey back to light could add incredible depth to his character, reminding us of the resilience of the human spirit. Whether the writers choose to take Liam down a path of villainy or redemption, one thing is certain: this storyline has the potential to redefine him in ways that keep us glued to our screens. The bigger picture, what this means for the show. Zooming out, Liam's health crisis isn't just a personal battle, it's a narrative device that could shift the entire trajectory of The Bold and the Beautiful. By using such a high-stakes plot to explore themes of identity, loss, and transformation, the show is tapping into universal fears and hopes that resonate deeply with viewers. Will Liam's story inspire other characters to confront their own vulnerabilities, or will it deepen existing rivalries as everyone scrambles to adapt to the new normal? Furthermore, this arc serves as a showcase for the ensemble cast, giving actors like Annika Noel, Hope, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, Stephie, and Don Diamont, Bill, the chance to flex their emotional muscles in response to Liam's evolving character. As fans, we're left to ponder the endless possibilities. Could Liam's struggle pave the way for a new love triangle, a corporate showdown, or even a surprising alliance with an unlikely ally? One thing is for sure: the writers have set the stage for a saga that promises twists, tears, and revelations at every turn. Whether Liam beats the tumor and returns as the hero we've always known, or emerges as a darker, more complex figure, his journey is poised to leave an indelible mark on the legacy of The Bold and the Beautiful. Final thoughts. A storyline packed with potential. Welcome back full circle to where we started, reflecting on the incredible depth and drama surrounding Liam Spencer's battle with a brain tumor. This isn't just another soap opera trope, it's a profound exploration of what it means to fight for your life and, in doing so, risk losing yourself. As we await each new episode, we're reminded of why we fell in love with this show in the first place. Its ability to weave personal struggles with larger-than-life stakes, creating stories that linger long after the credits roll. So, what do you think, B&B fans? Will Liam defy the odds and reclaim his old self, or are we on the brink of meeting a whole new Liam Spencer? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, stay tuned for more spoilers, updates, and heart-pounding twists right here on the B&B Spoilers channel.